Every once in a while, the universe reminds you that we're absolutely living in a simulation. And today's proof, one of the guys from Milli Vanilli, yes, that Milli Vanilli, is up for a Grammy. Let that sink in. The group whose entire career blew up because the tape skipped is back at the Grammys. I mean, that's full circle. That's not just full circle. That's hula hoop of destiny kind of full. All right, we beat that horse. And the best part, my buddy Rick Toops, professional musician, actual grown adult who understands real singing, was at the Myriad in Oklahoma City and saw Milli Vanilli live, live, right before the whole thing crashed to earth. So today we're diving into the rise, the fall, the scandal, the comeback, whatever cosmic glitch led to Milli Vanilli being on the Grammy ballot again in 2025. I can't knock Rick too much for being at that concert. It had to be like 80% female. So if you're listening, grab your Rockies, fluff up that hair, and get ready because today, girl, you know it's true. We've officially become our own parody. All right, welcome in, Rick. Everybody's heard him before. He was on our Napster episode, and he's back today.
Napster. Yeah, that was awesome.
That was a good one.
Good to be back, man. Good to hear your voice. All right.
Glad to have you. So you're going to have to, all right, like this is a Gen X podcast. People know Milli Vanilli, but you're going to have to explain yourself on a couple of these things.
Okay. All right. What do you want to know, man?
So first of all, welcome in, everybody. We're going to get Rick's perspective on this story. First of all, let's start with just the weirdness of that. So the half of Milli Vanilli that's still around.
Yeah.
35 years after they gave their Grammy up because they were, this big lie.
Yeah.
One of them's up for a Grammy again.
Yeah. Awesome. I think it's great. I mean, I love when any of those guys get the victory lap, It's like they were huge, then they went away, and then whenever things come back around again, which Netflix made that happen for those guys, But yeah, take your victory lap, man. Get out there and save your money this time.
So here's a little bit of background, particularly for the younger viewers. Milli Vanilli was a pop duo in the very, very late 80s. They were huge.
Oh yeah.
They were everywhere, and they were one was French, one was German. They were two black dudes. So they were culturally French and German. They had the thick accents. They had the Grammy revoked. I remember the press conference where they handed it away. And that brings us to Oklahoma City at the Myriad. And I feel like bringing you back to the police station.
Oh yeah.
Bright lights. Rick, why were you there?
Well, at the time I lived in Stillwater. I was going to school out there, and I was doing the morning show on 92.5 KKND. 105.5 KKND. It's been a few years. So we got tickets to every show to give away on the air. Well, I gave the first two from every show to myself. So I saw every show that year that came through the Myriad. So you name it, Nelson, all of the 80s hair bands, Firehouse, you name it. I went and saw them all. So Milli Vanilli came around, and it was like, yeah, I'm going. I'm going to see everything because it's free,
I saw Firehouse with Trickster in Denver. They were a pretty good show.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it really was. And I see those guys back out again too. Good. Take your victory lap.
Yeah, no problem
Make
with
your
that.
money again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's still a little that we haven't covered here. So you're there at the show, and this is before the big hubbub. And to back up for those that aren't aware of the story, this famous duo was part of an MTV push. They had CNC Music Factory was another one of those dance club bands.
Yeah.
Who was the Latino dude with the long hair?
Rico Suave.
That's the guy. Yeah. He was on the bill. And so it was just, oh God, I cannot imagine going to one of these shows.
Yeah. It was quite the sight.
What was it like there?
Well, it mostly teenagers, with their dads and,
Yeah.
But the show really, I mean, I was not shocked when it all came out that, I mean, you could tell.
Really? While you were there, you could tell they were?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. We're like, oh, man, they're running tracks or something, and they would run up. They had, the giant stage and they had electronic drums up on both wings. And they would run up and try to act like they were playing the drums to the track and literally would drop the sticks and the drums would keep going. I mean, you could tell live. But when they left the stage, their band was an actual band, and that was the best part of the show, when they left the stage and let the band do a couple of songs.
That cocaine's a hell of a drug.
Yeah, we could already tell that it was to tracks. Now, at the time, we did not know that they didn't actually sing it, that it was not even their voices.
See, that's the thing. Back then, I think a lot of people who were honest about it knew that you can't be running around like mad all show and be on, have perfect pitch, and it's impossible.
Right. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it is. And, all the dance and the choreography. Now it's more commonplace to accept tracks. People are used to, they probably most of the time don't even know which is tracked and which is live.
Yeah.
Auto tune and all that is in now.
It reminded me of the mid 90s when Sosa and McGuire were hitting home runs like by the dozens. And everybody a couple of years later was just shocked and amazed that they were on steroids.
Wow.
What are you talking about? Everybody knew that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you could just look at them,
right?
From their rookie year to when they really started clubbing them. It's like, there's no way that's natural. There's no way.
Yeah,
it's natural.
And Barry Bonds grew his 5 inches of forehead in his 40s. Like, it's probably something's up here.
Yeah, there's some juice involved somewhere, man.
Right. So the style, man. like they were European, like in the context. They weren't American. So the kids over here were. It was neat to have someone, kind of another. It wasn't a British invasion. It was. I'm trying my best to make this a music story. But I watched the documentary on Paramount about the guy pulling the strings behind the camera. There is a string of TikTok videos a few years ago that has an old disco tune where people are dancing to it called Rasputin. Cool videos. Oh, you got to be in shape to dance to that song. But it was a big German disco act that was a dancer. None of them sang either, and it was the same dude.
Oh, okay.
So this is his second dip into this pond. He'd already done it and made a fortune, with this other band, and now he's going to try it again. And the aggravating thing about the documentary is towards the end, it was kind of a sympathetic view of these two. Yeah. Like, I didn't have any money, and somebody approached me with that, like, instant stardom, and you could fly around the world, and
it'd be hard not, it would be hard not to fall for it. And MTV made all that happen too with the look. They had a very cool look. I remember the only reason it really became a big deal is whenever they won a Grammy.
Right.
Because, all the other ones, the Billboard Award, all of those are pretty much bought and paid for.
Well, last week I blurted out all the thank yous and credits for the end of the year show. Well, the Thanksgiving show, thankful and all. I probably missed some people, but that's on you. You got to try harder. Muscle your way up to the front of the line. As always, if you enjoy the show, send it on to people that you think would enjoy it as well. And if you don't enjoy it, do that anyway. Hit us up on Facebook at Free Nights and Weekends Podcast. Feel free to pile in there with any comments, show suggestions, arguments, whatever you got. And if you are enjoying the show, find your way to the review section of wherever you listen, tap that 5-star, and tell the world how great we are. Just for that, I'm going to cut this thing short. Back to the show. No more browbeating.
But the Grammys are voted on by other musicians, and they're supposed to be like the Oscars. They're supposed to be about the art, not about anything else. And so when they won the Grammy, that's when it became a stink, because okay, the Grammys are not about show and about all that. It's about music. And you guys didn't even do this, didn't even sing it. So they had to give it back.
Were their abs even more powerful live?
Yeah, they were something. Half shirts were in then anyway.
So I looked it up. That year they won in 1990. Milli Vanilli did win Best New Artist, beating out nominees including Nina Cherry, whose brother Eagle Eye had a hit too, I think, back then.
Yeah.
Soul to Soul, Indigo Girls.
Man.
Those Subaru driving Atlanta chicks with their guitars.
Yeah. What kind of Subaru do you drive? That's awesome.
Right. Yeah. And then again, at the end, they beat out Tone Loc.
Yeah. And say
what?
You know.
Poor guy.
When you say it that way, that was not a very deep talent pool for new artists that year.
You gotta think, yeah, they just kind of toss the trophy towards them and like a wedding bouquet. Whoever catches it, just take it.
Tone Loc ripping off Van Halen, or two guys that aren't actually singing the song.
Right.
Let's see.
Boy, he did.
Crazy.
Jamie's Crying's drum fill at the very beginning.
Oh yeah,
yeah. And then and then Eddie himself at the After Wild thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Now I'm mad all over about that.
Yeah.
So
samples
at the show.
Yes.
You being a musician, what's worse? Is lip syncing worse than auto tune? What's the worst sin for a live musician?
Well, lip syncing is definitely worse. The deal back then is there was no auto tune yet.
Right.
It had not been developed. So it's so good that now people don't even know. The only way they know is if it's like the Cher song where they intentionally use it
right
to robot voice. But it's so good now that they use it on everyone. At least at some point they dial it in there. It's so good now. And that makes me wonder about which one is it that's out touring now? Is it Fab or Rob? I can't remember who it is.
Rob's not available. Sadly.
And that's a sad story too.
Right.
That whole
it really is.
He went crazy and ended up in some guy's house, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And then it's Fab. Fab's the one that's going to be picking up the hardware if he wins. We'll get to that here in a second. What was the crowd's reaction when you saw him? And this was right before the fall, right?
Right. Yeah, this was definitely right before it all came out. It was only that one tour that they had done.
Right.
And again, I don't know, we were kind of out of place there. It was a younger crowd and they were just screaming and having a good time. I didn't notice anybody really taking it that serious.
That's part of it. Yeah, that makes sense.
Nobody was really there. They were a spectacle more than music. I remember it was like, oh man, there's the two dudes with dreadlocks doing that weird dance side to side thing.
That makes sense. So you were right there before it exploded. Let's get a little background there. I heard an interview with Julie Brown, and she was the British VJ at the era that kind of fostered in that sort of music. That back then MTV seemed to have a DJ for each kind of, Adam Curry did hair metal.
Right.
And the original guys were gone. So she was the club music girl. And she said in an interview that when it happened, and I think this was I should look this up, Connecticut, somewhere in New England, the tape skipped on one of their hits. Or CD, whatever. And so it over and over and over, it's playing, it's skipping. Yeah. It's so they both bolt off stage.
Right.
And she said she was back there. She said, what are you doing? And they told her, she said, go back out there. It's kind of an industry nod. People know dance, club music is mostly electronic anyway.
Right.
Just go out there and do it. And so I think had they just powered through it, it wouldn't have been a big story.
Right. And again, the main thing was the Grammy.
Right.
The Grammys, they wanted their award back because, okay, you guys want to do showbiz and you want to lip sync to somebody else, fine, do that on your own time, but this is serious.
Man, that's embarrassing. That for the entire industry and particularly for the award. Now, from what I understood from the documentary, is that someone within the camp nominated.
That's what I was getting ready to say. It's like, dude, is the conspiracy was that it was an inside job?
Yes, but from what I can tell, he didn't mean anything by it. He was like, hey, these guys are selling crazy albums. It would be great pub for us to get them a nomination. So he nominated them. And I think it was Arista Records. Clive, what's his name?
Yeah, Clive Davis.
Yeah. He just went unglued. Like, what are you doing?
Right.
But it didn't point him out as knowing about it. But, Davis, one of your dudes get nominated for a big award. Why are you upset? Perhaps you did know. something.
Right.
So,
well, and then there's the whole one of their management or somebody decided to let the cat out of the bag, and they did it on purpose live, let the recording skip to bring it all to an head.
Well, I've got a picture that I dug up of the dude that actually sang on the album, and you know what? We glossed over that. They didn't sing on anything. They were marionettes on the stage.
Oh yeah.
And they had people singing on the album, and the dude looks like Bo Diddley.
Exactly.
Like it's just this black guy with a belly and a mustache and a derby and a little cigar.
Right. Yeah. And the MTV was just not having it.
Right.
There's no way those guys could have sold.
Absolutely.
The times have changed. When we were kids, sure, because the only thing you'd see is an album cover, and a lot of album covers didn't even show the band.
Right.
Or the singers. But
yeah. But you know what? Even like a generation before us, if MTV called the shots, a dude like Angus Young and Roger Daltrey could never have gotten on a camera. Ever.
No, there's no Neil Young. Are you serious? Which he ended up being he had some good videos, but he was already established. But
Tom Petty,
David Crosby is not an attractive man.
Right.
Yeah. So I liked it better when they let ugly people make records.
Hey man, Motorhead had a whole had an entire catalog before MTV. So some guys some guys got through the wire, like Tony Iommi.
Yeah. There's some ugly dudes in music, but
Mick Jagger.
Mick Jagger. Yeah. Don't get me going.
Ronnie Wood. On him. Yeah. that whole band.
Yeah. Yeah. They're 180 years old.
Keith finally looks his age.
Yeah.
Since like 1962.
He looks good for 200 for the undead.
He does. So why it mattered at the time, I think, is important. You mentioned Nelson, that you had seen them. I remember when Nelson came out, this is how ubiquitous Milli Vanilli had become. I was in school one day and somebody said to me, "Have you heard that band Nelson?" And I said, "Yeah, they kind of look like a photo negative of Milli Vanilli."
That's true. I never thought of it that way.
And you held up their pictures. It kind of did. And so that Milli Vanilli was the standard. So they were that well known. I remember that conversation. So
the whole thing is, the Menendez brothers and all that whole deal with Milli Vanilli that brought this single back, just such weird times anyway.
You might need to expound on that. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh yeah. The Menendez brothers, as they were, my wife, who has watched that one a couple of times, that was the song that they had playing when they murdered their parents,
Milli Vanilli.
Whenever, girl, or no, not the other. What's the other one? The
Blame It on the Rain.
Blame It on the Rain.
Yeah.
Or one of those. No, girl, I'm going to miss you. That's the one. Girl, I'm going to miss you.
That's worse.
And here's the deal. They had that playing at the mother's funeral. One of the sons said, "Girl, I'm going to miss you." And that song played at the funeral, and everybody's like, "What is this?" So that's really what brought a lot of the resurgence for him here lately around, and then Rob can go out and use auto-tune all he wants because it's normal now. But that's kind of the backstory of that. It's a different episode, probably.
They were going to use nominees for best new artist. I guess that beats Funky Cole Medina.
Oh man,
to kill your mother too.
Kill your mother to Funky Cole. Well, the beginning of the Van Halen thing, that'd be pretty cool.
Look, I'm not going to vote against it if it comes to a vote. I'll tell you that.
Oh, that went kind of dark.
Yeah, sorry about that. So you mentioned autotune. Actually, I think I brought it up, but and how all that club music was just kind of, everybody knew, like they're there just to party and for the cameras to show the chicks in the skirts. Like we knew what that was. So looking back, the whole fervor of it, does it seem like overblown and silly to you?
It does a little bit now, because as you say that, the one that pops in my head is Bananarama,
Mm-hmm.
Not good singers, but nobody cared. It was
they were handsome.
The MTV thing.
They were handsome ladies.
They were handsome ladies. Yeah, still are. But looking back on it, it's like as big as they were, the story was just as big when they went out. It was just such a flash.
Do you know how I found out about it?
How's that?
Like most Gen X kids, I got my news from David Letterman.
Yeah,
he was talking to Paul from his desk. He said, "Well, I think they've just been fair to both of them, Milli and Vanilli." And I thought, what's going on? And the next day,
Dave
I
Letterman,
heard,
the Gen X news source.
Yeah,
right
absolutely.
There.
Yeah. So that honest to God, he was my Tom Brokaw. Like, oh, all right,
awesome. Well, people love to love somebody, and then they turn around and love to watch them fall. So that probably had a lot to do with it too.
Yeah.
And it was a scandal, and it was good news. Everybody loved the whole thing.
So let's talk about him now. What's old Fab up to? Well, it turns out, and this part is kind of wild. He, of course, is the surviving half of Milli Vanilli, and he was nominated for the 2026 Grammy Awards for Best Audiobook. I think it's called Audiobook Narration and Storytelling Recording.
Really?
Yes. And so this isn't for music. This is him reading his memoir of the story of Milli Vanilli. Now that tells me that, first of all, do you know who he's going against?
No.
No. Among Fab's competitors, it's an audiobook by the Dalai Lama. It's called
No Pressure.
Right. Meditations, the Reflections of His Holiness, the Dalai Lama. So Fab from Milli Vanilli is battling out with the Dalai Lama for a Grammy.
Dude,
this thing can't get
You can't make this up. You just can't make this
That's the weirdest. Yeah. So come on. At this point, I'm like, fellas, what are you doing?
Yeah. Man, give it to Fab. Give it to Fab. I mean, the Dalai Lama, he's great and all that, but give it to Fab. Come on.
Fab dressed better.
Yes. The nice flowing robes, all that thing. Huh?
Right. Yeah. Probably has better abs. I remember the abs.
Well, I've never seen the Dalai Lama's abs, so.
That's a great point. So a 90-year-old spiritual leader from the mountains of Tibet in the Himalayas somewhere.
The seventh son of the seventh son of the Lama, whatever that is.
I don't know who this Lama is, but I think you're right. He is going head to head to dread with Fab.
Yeah.
I hope they both show up.
To the awards?
Yeah. It'd be embarrassing if the Dalai Lama the same thing.
Yeah.
I don't look for that either.
No. Dolly, what are you wearing, Tom Ford?
I'm wearing capri pants and a half shirt. No way. You're not going to believe that. You're not going to believe this.
Me too.
Yeah. This is the first time Fab has been Grammy nominated. This is the press release in 35 years, ever since the original duo's 1990 implosion and their Best New Artist Grammy was revoked. Part of this smells like the Grammy cooking up some intrigue.
Yeah.
Like making sure that hey, he's back and he might get to keep this one.
Right. A little bit of controversy in there just to boost the ratings maybe a little bit.
Yeah. So look, I had a guy on the inside. First of all, I got a bone to pick with you about our days at Eastern Avenue, which is the very first. It's the second episode I ever did for the podcast about our days at that baby prison in Moore, Oklahoma.
It was.
You beat me out for a part in the musical.
Oh, I did I?
Yeah. And I'm still bitter about it. But you became a professional musician. And if they had given me the part, we all know I would have squirted somebody with seltzer or hit somebody with a rubber fish. I think they made the right choice.
Well, I took myself so seriously back then at 8 in that prison, or how old were we?
I think it was fifth grade. Anyway, Miss Peebler made the right choice.
I don't know about that, but
would you go see, and I know there's just one of them now, so they can't dance in unison, but would you go see Fab now?
I want to say yes, but if the tickets were free.
Yeah, well, they were the first time.
Yeah, they
if
were
they
the
can meet
first time.
that same standard.
Right. Otherwise, I would have never gone to that show anyway. But I don't know. To me, I saw him on Glastonbury this past year.
Oh yeah,
and he was great. I was like, man, if he would have just shown. But then I thought, oh, auto tune. There was no auto tune back then.
right.
We don't really know if he can sing that well.
How does Glastonbury get those huge stars from the past?
Yeah, I don't know. I saw Billy Ocean in 2024 on Glastonbury.
I saw Tears for Fears last year. They killed it.
Yeah. Well, that's I'm sure another show too. But one year they had like Korn and then Neil Diamond right after that. Right.
Right. Yeah, you get that. You get the Lisa Loeb Twisted Sister bill. Yeah.
No, I'd pay to see that show.
Yeah,
I really would.
I would too.
Yeah.
So, this isn't new. Pop culture recycles everything eventually. And this makes sense. Of course, half of Milli Vanilli is up against the Dalai Lama for a Grammy. Why wouldn't it be?
I can't believe that. Yeah, that's awesome.
All right, I got a couple of quick questions for you before we get out of here.
All right.
The first thing you remember thinking at the Myriad that night?
Why am I here? That's seriously, whenever me and my friend Tim, who's a drummer in the first band I was ever in, he went to all of those shows with me because I got the ticket,
Yeah.
I mean, went to see Rush and all these great bands, and we walked in and, we're like, why are we here?
Rush, that era, what was that, Roll the Bones?
Roll the Bones, exactly. Yeah. Great tour.
I'd love to have seen that.
So I asked you, Carnal Knowledge, Van Halen. There were some really great shows that we saw, but it was free. And while we were standing there, it's like, dude, why are we here?
Is that the one where Alice in Chains opened?
I don't recall.
I think it would have been. Yeah, I saw that tour in Denver.
Wow.
I wasted so much money in Denver on music.
Did you? Well, you got Red Rocks out there, homie. So,
that's why I never had any money. It's like, well, Skid Row's playing McNichols Arena. I won't be able to.
Right.
We'll pay the light bill. Sorry. Yeah, that was a good time. So I asked you the other one, lip syncing or auto tune. You said lip syncing. I think I agree with you on that one.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll take auto tune all day. Lip syncing, again, I'm a musician's musician. I mean, I love whenever Beyonce has all of the moves and all that. Mm-hmm. But if it interferes, one or the other, just put the mic down and do the dance and then sing a song or whatever. That's, if you're going to lip sync to it, that's not doing it.
Well, I've heard recent recordings of both Vince Neil and David Lee Roth, and I suggest a little auto tune. It's probably a good idea.
Right. I don't even know if that would help those two at this point.
I don't know. Yeah. So if you had Rick Toops, had to, let's say you're at the Supper Club and you had to lip sync one song in public to totally skate. Nobody would know you're lip syncing because you know it so well. What's the song?
Oh, dude, you put me on the spot there, huh? I don't know. Probably Girl, You Know It's True by Milli Vanilli.
What about Tequila?
Yeah.
You can pull that off.
I would need auto-tune for that one,
Man, Rick, this has been a treat. I appreciate you coming on tonight.
Man, thanks for having me back, Scott. It's always a good time, man.
Plug your socials and tell everybody where they can find you.
Oh, yeah. Every Thursday night at Grand House at 23rd and Classen area in the Asian District with the Mojo Man every Thursday. Sporadically right now, I'm at Juniors on Wednesdays. You just might have to check the schedule. And you can find me at Rick Toops at any of the socials. Just hit @ and I'll pop up on all of them. And check out my music on Reverb Nation.
Hey, wherever you're listening to the podcast now, there is a link for Rick on this episode. So just check that out and roll that. And on the way out tonight, we're gonna play one of Rick's tunes. So
awesome!
Stick around for that. Rick, dude, thank you so much.
Scott, thank you, brother.
Had a great time.
Yeah, I'll talk to you soon.
Say, no went wrong. This one didn't take long. You've had enough, you're leaving love behind. When things turn out the way they do, I'm the one you can come to. You say your mind is set, girl, don't give up yet. You're gonna find the love you're looking for. You've looked in every place, except into the face that's holding all of the love you're looking for. Maybe you never knew I felt this way about you. I kept hoping you'd find out on your own. Well, I want to make it clear that I've been standing here when all the others have left you alone. This may not be the way you thought of me. Anything you want is what I want to be. You say your mind is set, girl, don't give up yet. You're gonna find the love you're looking for. You've looked in every place, except into the face that's holding all of the love you're looking for. It's right in front of you. Don't stop believing that nobody cares. Stop believing I'll always be there. Girl, don't you give up yet. You're gonna find all the love you're looking for. You've looked in every place. Now look into the face that's holding